Hello, this is Ed Burke with PlaceForTraders.com for Friday, June 12th. Starting off in the June Mini S&P. In my last video, I talked about the pivot level for Thursday of 941 and a quarter. Above 941 and a quarter in the June Mini S&P was considered bullish on Thursday. Below 941 and a quarter was considered bearish. I had the first line of resistance up at 955.25. The first line of support down at 927 even. These are 15-minute bars. This is the open of the regular trading session. We opened right at the pivot level. You can see that there was volatility before the regular trading session opened. We briefly dipped below the pivot level, but the regular session opened right at the pivot level. You can see that soon after the regular trading session, within that first half hour, the market really broke out to the upside nicely. I did send messages out to people around this time that the market is in a bullish mode. I was looking for the market to go higher. We traded sideways a little bit. Then obviously you could see that the market broke out to the upside, going to that first line of resistance. Now the high of the day was 956.5, 1 1/4 points above the first line of resistance. Coincidentally, if you remember in my last video, the high of yesterday was 1 1/4 points above the second line of resistance. But you can see we came to the first line of resistance. Market traded sideways a little bit, and then going into the close, the market then sold off, going down to where the pivot level. The market ended up settling at 942 even, 3/4 of a point above the pivot level. But very interesting. You can see that in the day session, we opened right at the pivot level, go just barely 1.25 above the first level of resistance, and then come right back down to the pivot level. It's interesting how the market was contained between the pivot level and the first line of resistance on Thursday. For Friday, I'm looking at, we are switching over to September. The September contract for the Mini S&P, that will be ESU, U for September, 9. I'm looking at the pivot level 941.5 in the Mini S&P. We need to stay above 941.5 in the September Mini S&P to be bullish on Friday. Below 941.5 is considered bearish. First line of resistance 949.75. The second line of resistance 961.75. For support, I'm looking at the first level of support 930.25. The second level of support at 922 even. Now some numbers that come out, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, you have import-export prices for the month of May. Back in April, import prices were down 0.7%. For export prices back in April, the prices were down 0.3%. At 9:55 a.m. Eastern Time, you have the Michigan Sentiment Index. The expectation is for a reading of 70.5. That's all I have for this evening. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't gone to my website as of yet, it's PlaceForTraders.com. You can go on there and sign up for the free alerts. Thanks a lot and good trading.